So that's such a beautiful story about how it happened, and that's the beauty of history and mythology, everything put together. I don't want to demarcate it
Mhm.
as whether it is history, it has archaeological proof or no, or it is just a mythology. It is something that is a part, deep-seated part of our culture. I would put
Mhm.
it this way. So, I was actually fascinated to know that it's a very unique combination.
Mhm.
We all know yin yang. We all know Shiva and Parvati, Shiva and Shakti. And this culture fascinated me, and I really want to know about this in depth with you, from you. That one is Kathmandu is famous all over the world for the UNESCO heritage site, which is Pashupatinath temple, which
Mhm.
is the oldest and the biggest temple of Shiva, Lord Shiva. And here at the same place, you have Living Goddess, the story that you told us.
Mhm.
They coexist, and they exist in reverence. They exist not as a tradition, as a festival, but the way you said that there is a hybrid kumari and there is a full-time, I believe you served as a full-time kumari.
Yeah.
It becomes a part of not your life, it is your life for several years. How does it feel to be a kumari?
Um, I think like because Kumaris are chosen when they're very young, like from 3 years to 5 years. I was five when I was chosen as a goddess. It was like too young to have any sort of like feel, understanding of what was going on in my life. But it was only a few years later that I realized that I hold a special position in the society, and I was chosen for a special purpose, that is to help people, help
Mm.
devotees. And I felt really blessed, because as I always say, not all girls have that destiny or that blessing to become a goddess. And I had that blessing. I was the chosen one, and I feel really, really blessed.
So how are kumaris selected?
The selection process is like it's different for each and every series that I told you. I would be like explaining from my side. It's more about tantra. You understand tantra, right? It's like
It would be very nice to understand from you.
I don't know. It's like a process where we can connect with someone who is the higher beings or the lower beings through ritual practices. So basically, when the Kumari has a first period, she is no more able to sit in that throne as a Kumari, and then her family will inform that we need a new Kumari. So in our place, there is a community called Hakabahal. It's a closed community. It's a Buddhist community, though. It has like around 150 families from where only the daughters from that particular community can become the kumari. It's like a eligibility criteria. So all
Mhm.
the girls who are in between like 3 to 6 years old, they will get invitations to take part in the selection process. And the parents, they have the right to send their daughters for the selection or don't send. It's their parents decision.
Okay. Okay.
And when in my time there were like 7 or 8 other girls including me. All I remember was that I was taken to that community, and there was all other girls sitting there, and there were a group of selection team, the members,
Mm.
which included priest from the Taliju temple. We have a Taliju temple here, which like Mari, because she's an incarnation of the goddess, so the
Yeah.
main priest holds like the most important role there, and the royal priest, the wife of the royal priest, some astrologers, and some government officials who are into the tradition and culture, and some community members, some from the ex-Kumari's family. All of them, they come together as a selection team, and then there are like basically 3 rounds of selection. So in the first round, the priest will perform some rituals. It's again based on tantra, and
Right.
they will try to invite the goddess in the bodies of those girls like who are participating in it. It's just like a 5 or 10 minutes ritual. All that happens is like we have to sit in a row, and then the priest
Mm.
will give us some flour or maybe some grains of rice that is spelled over with the tantra practices, and they ask us to hold it for a while, like maybe like 5 minutes. And with the power of that rice grains or maybe the flowers, what happens is like the one who is liked by the goddess, they start showing some signs, like maybe their face will appear red, maybe they start rolling their eyes, they will show some gestures that are in relation to the goddess, like the goddess's gestures. And some say that their temperature, it rises, like if people touch them, they can feel that it's the above the normal human temperature. And
Mm.
everyone present there will see that she's being, like possessed by the goddess. Whereas the ones that are not liked or that are not eligible, they
Mm.
start, feeling uneasy. Maybe they start crying. They just show some signs that, and they may like voluntarily walk out from the selection. So from the first round, top three are selected, the ones who show like, the most of those signs. And then they are forwarded to the second round, where
Oh.
these girls are taken to the house of the royal priest, and the wife
Mm.
of the priest will like take those girls into room one by one, just the wife of the priest and the girls, and she will take off our clothes and see that like if we have any cuts, any birthmarks, any scars that may disqualify us. So
Oh. Okay.
there are 32 perfection that are listed in our historical books, which is called as Battislakshan. It's like
Mm.
good things, physical attributes to have in a girl's bodies. So the wife will check for those traits in those girls, and the one with the maximum number of those traits will be declared as a goddess. And the next round is it is on the fourth day after the selection. She's taken to the Taleju temple, where she's formally initiated as a goddess, and she is like dressed up as a goddess for the first time, and she leaves that role of a normal kid and get
Mm.
like transforms to a goddess then. So that's how a kumari is chosen.